funny. It was so cute.
Aw, I love that song. Okay,
This room's like,
so
Tonight, guys. What? My belly button.
law of signs again deals with non-right triangles. So if I have the triangle ABC, law of signs tells me that sine of angle A over side A is equal to sine of angle B over side B, which is equal to sine of angle C over side C.
Wait, which one is that?
Law of signs.
Oh, is that the entire?
That is the equation that we're going to use. That's it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, kind of cool. So we're just going to go ahead and start with an example, a very specific type of example, and that's going to be a side angle triangle.
Okay, what's the catch?
Nothing.
I told you, I thought this one was the easiest one.
I don't believe it.
Because right now the notes like it has
When-
to get
when
more
life-
complicated.
the catch is you'll never use this.
When
Well, I
something,
mean, yeah, but
when something this simple is given to you, you obviously do something more. That's just life.
okay. So the example we're going to do is a side angle triangle that has again angles A, B, and C. It tells me that angle A is 45 degrees. It tells me that angle C is 120 degrees. And it tells me that side C is 10. And my goal here is to solve the triangle. Solving the triangle means what?
Solve all the sides and all angles.
Find all missing pieces, so the sides and the angles. So I'm missing side A, I'm missing side B, and I'm missing angle B. Those are three things that I'm going to need to find. Why would I find angle B first, Chandler?
Because you already have two.
Right.
So just
So
subtract
165,
180.
15,
So 180 minus 45 minus 120.
Or 15. Why? I don't know.
Wait a minute.
I add up the two angles and then
That's fine.
subtract that one. That's always, that's what I did to John.
That's okay. It's however you want to do it. So I do 180 minus the two given angles, and we do get 15 degrees.
That's where I messed up.
So angle B here is equal to 15 degrees.
I definitely put 75 instead of 45. I was like, I don't think that's possible.
Does that make sense how we did that?
Yeah.
Everyone's okay with that?
Yeah.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to solve for either side A or side B. I am going to be using law of sines because I don't have enough sides to do law of cosines. Law of sines can only be used when I have one complete pair and one thing missing from another pair.
Say that again.
I was going to. Law of sines can only be used if I have one complete pair and I'm only missing one thing from another pair. That one complete pair is the pair I use for the entire thing because it's always the one that I know 100% is correct.
Can you go back to the?
One complete. What was the other side?
Okay, no, it's equal. I
Oh,
thought I read it.
You can only use law of sines if you have one complete pair and a pair where you're missing only one thing.
put it back to the video.
Right? You're gonna watch the video. I just said it like 6 times. That one complete pair is the thing I identify first. By a pair, I mean a side angle pair where I have both of them known to me. Do I have a such pair in this problem? C. I know angle C is 120 degrees and I know side C is 10. So I'm going to start my law of sines with that complete pair. So sine of 120 over 10. Now I'm going to use a partially unknown pair to solve for the missing side that I want. So we can either start with side A or side B. I will leave it up to you guys. A. Okay. So that means that I'm going to be using angle A, which is 45 degrees. So this is equal to sine of 45 degrees over my unknown side A. Right? We're okay with how I set that up? Awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to manipulate stuff and move it around until I have the A by itself, and then I'm going to plug it into a calculator. What mode should my calculator probably be in?
Degrees.
Degree, awesome. So the first thing I'm gonna do is cross multiply. This A is gonna multiply over here, this 10 is gonna multiply over there. So I get A times sine of 120 equals 10 times sine of 45. And then to get A by itself, I'm gonna divide both sides by sine of 120.
So you just cross multiply?
Cross multiplied and then divided out what I didn't need. And then I can just plug it into my calculator. I do highly suggest that you solve the top part, the top of the fraction first, and then divide your answer by sine of 120, but that's your choice.
How's it over? So you have 8 times sine. How do you get over sine?
Oh, shoot.
So I divided sine of 120 from both sides now,
Are we supposed to do the
How
square
do you know
root
to
in here?
do that?
because I'm trying to get A by itself.
Square root of 2.
Oh, I
That's the
have
only
10
one.
square root of 6 over.
I want the
Okay.
decimal,
How do
8.2
we,
or 8.16.
8.165.
how do you transfer that into a decimal?
Mine are all.
Check the mode, it should be in classic mode,
Oh, we're a math friend.
that's why.
How do I like press?
There's the mode.
The enter button on your calculator,
Alright.
What am I typing in?
classic.
10?
10 sine 45, and then divide your answer by sine of 120. And you should get 8.165, which you could say is 8.2. I would accept that answer.
Where's the mode at?
But that's side A, right?
That was side A, yes. Mode is right next to the second button.
That would
Top
put-
left.
Is there a shortcut to find B? Or
Nope. Side B, you gotta do the whole same thing again.
Cosine is better.
Next to the.
This isn't even hard.
Yeah, which is like.
Okay, so yours.
Literally says F.
Eight point two what? Pages, degrees.
Zach, I want you to know that this morning, I accidentally sent Kenzie screen.
Well, I was just.
And I was freaking out. I was like, what if she thinks I'm weird? I
So it
didn't
should
need
be
to
on
do
the.
that. But she sent
Yeah.
screenshots, so it's okay.
Okay, now go ahead and do the same thing for side B.
We're crazy.
That was me.
What are we, what's the, oh wait,
Doesn't matter right now, Jerry.
So that's gonna be the law of signs that we use. And then we're gonna solve for B.
you, wait, can you use C?
Well, we have to use C because it was an unknown. We have to use the one that we know the complete pair for.
Yeah, but you can use A now too.
We could, but I always like to stick with the one that was originally a complete pair.
Oh,
Because then, Jerry, what if you accidentally messed up on the
Right?
and now you have 2 wrong answers instead of 1.
So very true.
Gosh, Jerry. You would be trapped in that.
Wow, okay. And you should get, I think, 2.989.
You guys just round up to 3 or just?
I do this a lot,
I know.
literally all day.
2 point. Yeah, so 3.
Yes, you could say 3.
Oh, shucks, man.
All right.
And then once you found everything we were missing, we are done.
Homework.
Well, we're gonna do one more example.
Oh, wait, we found everything.
We found everything we were missing, so we are officially done with that one.
So,
How do we feel about it?
go on, give
Hold on.
Okay.
No, I think we could use another one just to make sure.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do another one.
Okay, recap. So, once
Wait.
you found like your equations.
Will it always,
Jerry.
You cross multiply, is that what you did? Yes. Okay, so then, how did you get, let's say we're looking at the A times sine of 120.
I just divided sine of 120 from both sides then.
So you always.
Okay, so you just took the.
What's your question?
So when it says, 10 times sine 45, is that 10 always gonna be right?
There will always be a number there, yes. It's not always gonna be 10. It was 10 because that was the side length under my node C. But there's always gonna be some number there, yes.
What answer did you get? Why did you divide 10 now? For finding side B?
I didn't divide a 10 out.
You multiplied it.
So it looks like it's 10.
Well, yeah, because it's side A over A equals, like sine A over A equals sine B over B. And then I just cross multiply, yeah, that's the equation, I just plugged in because I know that side C is equal to 10, and I know the angle C is equal to 120.
So we're finding B,
It's so
instead
easy
of using
to
A,
get
we use B.
Correct, you could have used A if you wanted to, like for this ratio, but you still would have had to use B over here, because that's what I was solving for. We always do a known, and then we do what we're trying to solve for. Yes,
I was gonna ask, are you always gonna have two angles? You have to do.
no,
Different there.
actually, we're gonna do an example now where I have two sides and I'm solving for an angle. That's a very good question.
I feel like that might be.
Oh, it's super easy. Okay, so let's do this example, and then I'm gonna give you homework time.
Okay.
It's also what she said about fractions, so we all know how that is.
Side angle
Right.
side. Is that what this is?
Nope, this will be a side angle. And on this one, we're not gonna solve for the whole triangle, but we are gonna solve for one specific angle. So here, that's gonna be angle B.
So
With-
we need
All of these, it's just, so like, if we have like feet, inches, it's just feet, inches.
It's their unit, correct?
That looks like a perfect, like, equilateral.
It does kind of, but it's not. Okay, so in order to do law of sines, what do I need to do? What do I need to have? There we go.
Like, two angles and a side.
Nope,
We need to have
Sides and
a pair of both.
I have to have a pair. So I have to have an angle and its corresponding side. I do have one. I have angle A, which is 30, and side A, which is 4. So since I have that, I can use law of sines. Then I'm solving for angle B. Do I have side B then?
Yes.
Yes. So that means I can set up my equal equations. And when I do, I'm going to have sine of 30, because that's my angle A, over side A, which is 4, equals my unknown sine B over side B, which is 7. So I just set up my equation using my known pair A and my partially missing pair B. Just like before, we're going to cross multiply. When I do, I get 7 times sine of 30 equals 4 times sine of B. But my goal is to get sine of B by itself. So did I really have to move that 4 from the denominator?
really.
Not really, because I'm just going to divide it right back out again. But you could have. That is entirely okay. So now I have sine of B is equal to 7 times sine of 30 over 4. I need to figure out what this equals before I can finish solving for B.
875.
You do get 0.875,
Put it there, son.
No, I'm not going to.
Good teamwork.
but we're not done. Because that 0.875 means nothing to me.
You gotta do the inverse.
You gotta
I
do
have to do inverse because I'm trying to get the B by itself. So I'm going to do sine inverse of 0.875 in degree mode because that is the angle that I want,
You get 69.
61.
61.05
Sorry, John. That's right.
degrees. And that is what B equals.
Can you do?
Hold on, Jerry. What'd you say, honey?
Oh.
Jerry, what's your question? You can just say 61 degrees, that's fine.
I was gonna say, it went around 60.05.
It did when I did it.
0.044.
It did when I did it. Which means I didn't round somewhere else, that's all.
Yeah, Jerry. Jeez.
So 61 would be fine.
I'm like signing proud today.
I got sine B equals this, I did sine inverse of that
Ooh, I got that.
to get B. And then for you can finish solving the triangle because then we can get angle C. And then I could actually use law of cosines. No, once I have angle C, I could keep using law of sines, yep.
Why don't you just?
61.05. So we're not actually gonna finish this one out because you know how to do that already, which means now I'm gonna go ahead and let you look at your homework.
Maybe I want this.
Okay, so finish it out.
So 60
Can you-
degrees, so I got the second angle